And you've never been camping before? This is your first time and you don't know what to bring? You've gone camping and you've always borrowed other people's stuff? Let's go through a list of the 5 things that you're going to need to go camping. So today I'd like to talk to you about 5 things you need to have to start camping. Alright, so let's grab a cup of coffee and get this thing going here. First thing you're going to need is a tent. Something to sleep in for the night. Second thing you're going to need is a sleeping bag, and possibility of something to have additional is a sleeping pad, a cot, or an air mattress. I've slept on the ground plenty of times, but as you get older, you don't want to do it anymore. Third thing you're going to need is you're going to need to have a cooler and something to store that food in with. And the fourth thing is you're going to need some ability to be able to cook that food, and especially coffee in the morning. It's a thing that I need to have all the time. And then the fifth thing is a first aid kit. So let's get in, let's start talking about it. So this is your first time buying camping equipment. You don't know how often you're going to use it, how many times you're going to go camping. So I would highly recommend is buying a full kit actually, and you can get one at Walmart. It's a 22-piece set, almost everything you need to get camping right there in that one set. It's very, very reasonable price. It's for $94. And in that $94, you're going to get a tent, you're going to get 2 sleeping bags. Those sleeping bags though, keep in mind, they're not the most lowest rating. You're not going to be able to go with 0 temperature. 40 degrees at night at most, I would recommend with those. Then you get a sleeping pad, very, very thin. That thin sleeping pad is not going to do much, but it's going to get you something better than just sleeping on the ground. You're going to get 2 chairs with that. You're going to get 2 dry bags. You'll have almost everything you need in that one kit, besides a cooler and maybe some pots and pans to cook that food too. So for $94, I'll link that actually right below. You'll have that Walmart. It's not going to be the highest quality, but it'll get you out there, get you started venturing, and then you can build from your kit from there into higher quality stuff. What I showed you in the picture earlier up over here though, it is not the one that comes in that kit. I will show you a picture of that. This one that I am talking about that was up here before is actually a tent that I use currently, and I've had for 5 years now, 5 years. This will be number 6 years I've used this tent. It's a Coleman. It's a 6-man tent. When they rate these in tents, don't consider the size. Always downgrade them at least by 2 people. 6-man, I would not go more than 4 people. Not considered for that, me, my wife, and our 2 dogs. So a 6-man tent, perfect amount of room. You go 4-man tent, side of that 4 situation, gonna be crowded, but you can get the job done also. So for that one there, you're gonna pay a little bit more. That tent is $207 for the Coleman 6, but you get this screened-in tent that you can see in the front part of it. That's a very big bonus on those days that are, you know, a little bit more rainy, overcast. You can just sit right there, sit in your rocking chair, just hang out and be able to still enjoy the outdoors while you're still right next to your tent and not have to be additional to it. So this area right here is just not enough area to be able to show you sleeping bags. So we're gonna have to take this and we're gonna have to transition to downstairs. So let's get down there. Alright, so now welcome to my basement. Now that we're down here, I got one of the sleeping bags laid out here. One I got laid out right now is, as you can hear, very noisy, cheap, low-costing Ozark Trail that comes with that kit that I was talking about that you can buy at Walmart. It is not the longest one. I'm not the tallest person, but sleeping in it, you're going to get up to your shoulders to have a little bit of room with your feet inside of there. You're not going to get tons of room to go side by side if you're a bigger person. I am quite skinny, so I have no problem rolling around inside of this one, but if you're a plus size guy, don't think you're going to have a lot of room inside of this. And on top of that being noisy throughout the night, if you're a toss and turn, you're going to hear that throughout the night. And it is much thinner, so it's like sleeping on a sheet outside on the ground. So with that, not bad. I still have mine. It's lasted me over, since I've been in high school, and that's over 10 years now. So it's lasted me longer than that. I don't use it except for maybe to go lay out on a campfire, and that's about it. I don't care if the kids play with it, my nephews, whoever, it gets dirty, I don't care. Spend a little bit more money. Now you're gonna get vinyl only on one side, fabric on the front and on the inside. Plus, you're gonna get much more fabric on the inside to get you more padding on the ground. You're still not gonna be sleeping like a king on the ground, but you will have more padding if you're going just directly onto the ground and you choose not to go on a cot. This also rolls up a little bit nicer. It's got these adjustable straps, usually will always come with them, and sometimes a bag. Or the cheaper lower end ones, they have these bungee cords. They elastic, they just go out. Never work anymore after so long. So after getting those laid out, let's get a cot and throw one of those on the side and throw that on top of it. Alright, so what I would recommend if you're just going to want to get a cot, you can of course go get an air mattress, any blow up air mattress, get a little battery operated motor, put it in the side of it, blow it up, that's completely fine. A little bit larger, a little bit myself, I think bulkier. I'm not a fan of sleeping on the air mattresses. I prefer to sleep on a cot. There's only a couple 2-person cots out there, so that is a downside, and they're much more expensive than what you would think. Single man cots, though, you can get them for a very good price. Amazon, Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop. This one here is from Walmart. There's nothing wrong with good old Coleman. But the advantage of this is that you don't have any kind of noise if you go with this one here. Right onto the canvas, you can sleep right on top of it, you don't have that vinyl sound. You put the additional pad on with this one, you have a vinyl sound going throughout the night with your sleeping bag on top of it. Myself, I'm not a big fan of that. I like to just go straight onto the canvas when I do sleep on them. But if you want to just pick up one of the thin foam pads that you can get at the Salvation Army or any of the other sporting goods stores, you can throw that on top of it instead and then put that with your sleeping bag. A little bit more quieter. You can even get an additional thicker pad than what you have in this one, so then you can feel a little bit more luxury on it. But after you have that, now you can see plenty of room. Sleep on your side. If you're a side sleeper, I toss and turn. My wife will tell you I'm never in the same position, so you got plenty of room. You can lay out, and you're above the ground. So now in your tent, you have more room. You can be able to stuff some of your bag, be a little bit more organized along your inside of there, and sleep off the ground so you don't have to get that cold draft, and the cold ground is sucking the heat right out from you. So let's move on to coolers then. Alright, so we're going to be going on to the coolers the next thing. I would recommend 2 coolers over 1 cooler. There's nothing special about them. You don't have to go get a one that plugs in, keeps it refrigerated, just your normal cooler. You go to Menards, Home Depot, nothing special. You don't have to spend extra money on those big, huge name brand ones that we all know that are good coolers for your cups, and you want to pour a drink into it. That's great. You don't need to get some of those same brand as a cooler and spend hundreds of dollars when you can go to Menards and Home Depot, spend $40 on one and spend another $20 on a smaller one. And the reason why you want to have 2 of them is so you have one to be able to put your drinks that you're going in and out non-stop getting. Your pops, your juices, the kids want water, you're going to have it inside of that. The smaller cooler, you're going to keep all of your hot dogs, your meat, your chicken, any of your stuff that you want to keep cold and maintaining that temperature, the more really important stuff. And that's easier to keep, obviously, a smaller cooler colder than a large cooler. You're going in and out non-stop. You're just going to be leaking all that cold air. The kids want it in, then they didn't close it all the way. So then you have that issue. So what I would recommend, of course, is 2 coolers, one for your drinks, Second one for all your important things that you want to keep cold, milk, food. So let's move on from there. And how do we cook the food that's inside there and be able to get that? So I'm a Chicago White Sox fan, as you can see, and for cooking, though, to hide this with the Sox blanket is I use a Coleman propane stove. Nothing too fancy. It's nothing big mystery with it. This just makes your life a lot easier. Can you do it over a fire? Can you do a freeze-dried food? Yeah. You're going out there for the first time. Let's just keep it simple. Boiling water. Let's just keep it macaroni, cheese, pasta. So in order to do that, just make your life easy. Get a Coleman stove. It just clips right into the side. You have a little stem that comes off to one side. Just like if you have a gas grill at home, stem comes off to the side. You get these nice little nifty lifty little tanks. Throw this end to the side, screw that right in, and then it just works like a stove at home, where you just take it, turn your knobs, take any of your pots and pans at home, and then you just throw it right on top and you just go. If you're gonna cook on the fire, do not take your pots and pan from home and put it on top of a fire and think that's gonna work. Because you do it at home, it's right on top of a fire. It's not the same, it's not the same heat. It will destroy it and it will even make you sick for some of those pots. So go get a cast iron skillet pan if you really want to cook on the fire. Use this to cook your food. Do not take a non-stick pan and throw it on top of there and think it's an okay thing, because you can get sick and make other people sick with doing that. So I recommend the propane stove. Why I recommend it? It will last you for years and years after you invest into one of these. They do not fall apart. This one here, I abuse it. I try to keep it clean. It's not the cleanest always, though, I can tell you. But it will last you. This one's well over 10 years. My grandfather's had one. He had his for many years. Everyone that I see out camping, there's always someone who has one and they can tell you it's been passed on. This will get passed on eventually to someone too, because it will not stop working. It's so simple, basic, and it makes it easy. Take a regular pot pan at home. You put it on the stove, put it on here. It's cooked, it's easy, it's done. So let's get to the first aid kit, the final thing then, alright. So for the last thing on the list, I consider first aid kit. First aid kit. You don't have to go get this big, huge, expensive kit or anything like that. I guess you do this little one right here. This is perfect for everything you're gonna need. 14 bucks at Target. You're not gonna need to go get huge tourniquet or anything like that. Most important things, first aid kit manual. You want to be able to know how to use that first aid kit and how to actually get everything that you get in there the most use out of it. After that, ice pack, yeah, it's nice to have or whatever, but assortment band-aids, Neosporin, and some kind of anti-itch cream, Benadryl, something for bugs, and at the same time for plants. Anything additional that's inside here, additional band-aids, wraps, that's all nice. For $14, you get that nice kit. That is the best kit that I can see for $14. Just right there at Target. There'll be a link additional for that one below. Comes in this nice little case. You can see it, it's bright. You're not going to miss it when it's ever in your backpack or say it's in your trunk. And once you have it, just go ahead and keep it in your car and just have it there. And for that price, have another one additional in your house. And for one also into your camping equipment. So don't forget your first aid kits. I always like to have them. I'm always prepared for it. So on that note, now we have everything. We know everything in the list. Let's get it in the car and let's get out there and get camping and enjoy nature. See you guys later.